Hi, family. I'm waiting for you all to come in. Hi, on my journey. Hi, family. I see you all coming in. Hi, Jacqueline. Excuse me, family. I'm drinking my water. Hi, KS. Hi, Renee. Hi, Sean. Hi, family. Hi, Christy. Hi, Chrissy. I've been MIA for a little bit, family. Been really doing a lot of, spiritual work in the background, and as well as meditation. Been in meditation heavily about a lot of things, family. um a lot of revelation that has came forth regarding so much, family, that I can't get into everything, right, but I can get into some things, and I will get deep into some things going forward, moving forward. I was just debating, was I going to say some things on this platform, or on a more private platform, family, because you all know how I get at times when sometimes I must say things on Patreon, family. Hi, beautiful beginnings. Hi, Regina. Hi, T Rose. Hi, Tanisha. So I wanted to talk a little bit, family. Something a message that been heavily weighted on me, right? Some of you all are not going to want to hear this. Some of you all going to want to hear this, right? I may say some things today that might rub someone the wrong way, or whatever have you. Put it in the comment section, right, family? We could talk about it, right? um we can definitely talk about anything, but the one message that was coming through heavily is a lot about grace and mercy, right? Grace and mercy. And to me, you know um grace is, I just want to go in, a little bit about my feel on it, how the ancestors presented things to me. All right, family. You all free to go do your due diligence into anything that I speak on. But my feelings towards a lot of things, family. All right. This whole thing that we call grace, right? And mercy. I want to say this, family. You know, most of the times, family, grace is something that is not deserving of one, right? But it's something that many should ask for, right? Although some don't deserve grace, some is not deserving of it. Mercy, on the other hand, right, family? I tell you all, family, with mercy comes forgiveness, right? So we must be forgiven of some things, right? Even ask for forgiveness, even forgive others of some things, right? Showing them mercy, right? So the Most High, the universe, can show us mercy. Some of us need mercy, need to be asking for mercy and grace. A set of blessings, right? A set of blessings is the whole thing about this. A set of blessings, some of you all should be asking for grace and mercy. I bring this up. I say this, family. What really got me here today speaking about this is I've been tapping into a lot of energy in the background lately, right? And the question is, right, looking at everyone's will, right? Looking at folks' will, right? Can we really be given grace or mercy? Or is everything actually set in stone, right? Can we be given favor? You know, when we go into it asking for favor, right, family? Favor is basically giving you something that we request, something that we're asking for, something that we're looking for, right? We asking for favor. So with giving favor, this all comes with forgiveness, right, family? We are being forgiven of some things and we are given favor. You see, some things, what I realized, family, with some folks, some things are set in stone, right? When you really dive deep on a spiritual level, family, into some things is family. I mean, I can see why sometimes some folks have to see things on their own, right? Some folks have to see things on their own because some folks some will never understand, some will not begin to change, right? Until they see some things for themselves. To the unthinkable happen to some folks, but for some folks it'll be too late, right? It'll be too late. um I say that because some of these wills, family, is actually set in stone, right? It's actually set in stone. Why? Because people are not making the necessary changes. People are not tapping in. People are not asking for grace and mercy. People are not forgiving, right? People are not giving or showing favor towards others. This is what's going on here. This is exactly what is going on here. So, them realms don't turn, right? Those realms do not turn for some folks. If you ever hear me speak about the realms, family, and how you can hear them turning, some of my spiritual family has actually heard them, right, themselves. I've spoken to some of my spiritual family and I explain um a lot of what it sound like, and a lot of the family said, oh yes, I've heard that, Miss T. Is that what that is? And I said, yes, those are actually the realms turning, right? So that's the clock, that's the wheel turning, that's the time clock turning, whether it's turning in reverse or turning forward, right? For favor, for tapping into the spiritual realm and able to shift some energy. If you ever heard what the realms sound like when it is turning, family, put it in the comment section, right? And it sounds just like that. It sounds like 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 something is actually turning, something old or magnetic. I can't really explain it too much, but this is actually what it sounds like. And you can actually hear it turning. right? Like a how can I say it? Oh, it was right on the tip of my tongue. But you can actually hear it turning, right? And clicking into place, family. These are the realms turning. So it's actually, it is actually the will, right? And it's shifting the energy. So it's turning you from one phase to another. So you may be set in position at a certain time frame, family, but when the realms start turning, it starts to align you, right, on a new path. Okay. But what I realized is for some folks, family, a lot of things is set. The reason why a lot of things is set, some of us is still paying the price, right? The consequences for what we have done in our last life. All right, family. And this is so very true, family. Some of you all, this sounds foreign to you all because some of you all don't know. Some of you all don't understand. Some of you all are still looking at things eye level. Some of you are not tapped in spiritually. Some of you all haven't seen things on a spiritual level. So some of you all wouldn't understand. So it's foreign to some of you all. Okay. What I'm speaking of is foreign. You wouldn't understand it for some because some of you all are not there yet. Some of you all are just seeing everything on eye level, eye surface. So everything that you all could see with the physical eye, that's all you look at, right? You all haven't yet open up the spiritual eye so you could see things behind and beneath the veil, right? You all can't see that. Some of you all can't see that. Some of you all, this whole little speech that I have given is foreign to a lot of you all. Some of you all can't even put it together, right? Because some of you all have no idea what I'm speaking of. You all feel free to put that in the comment section too. If you all have no idea, you're lost, you clueless, it's foreign to what I'm saying to you all. Some of you all know that I'm speaking in metaphors and riddles right now. Okay. Some of you all already know that. But this is what's going on, family. So it's been led on me to speak about this whole thing that we call grace and mercy, right? That we should be asking, when you all go into meditation, when you all go into prayer, you all should be asking for grace, right? You all should be asking for grace and mercy, right? We all should be asking for grace and mercy, right? Because a lot of us need forgiveness, like I said, of some things. Some of us is paying the price for some things that we have done in our past life, right? Some of us is wondering why we have it the way we have it, although we have been a good person in this lifetime right here, right? And if you think that this is not true, family, you better think again, because some of us has been good individuals in this lifetime right here, but some of us is paying for the sins of our parents. Some of us is even paying for the sins that our children are doing. Some of us is paying for the sins that we have committed in the last lifetime that we have brought over to this lifetime. Some of us is on this path, right? Of having chaos amongst our path because we left our past life in shambles and in chaos. So now when we come back in this lifetime or even the next lifetime, we're coming back to the same shambles and chaos that we have left. And this is why I speak, family, about certain things that we must do in our life. And some of you all don't want to hear it, but I'm going to say it again for my spiritual family who wants to break these generational curses, who wants to open up doors and stop these cycles for their family, right? You must be putting the work in now, family. You must be teaching your family now, okay? So that way, if and when you have to do a do-over, because of some of the things that you have done in this lifetime. When you come back in your next lifetime, your family will already be set and prepared, right? You have put some things in motion before you have left. So now they are making the necessary changes. And when you come back, you are coming back to bliss, right? You are coming back to forgiveness and favor in your bloodline. Because this is what's going on, family. A lot of good folks is paying the price, family, of what has happened in their last lifetime, right? Or the doors that their parents has opened up for them in this lifetime. This is what's going on right now. We are paying for the sins of our parents. Our children is paying for the sins that we have done. This is what's going on. Our grandchildren will pay for the sins that our children has opened up for them. This is what's going on. We have to stop the cycle, right? I was reading something family had posted. It was something about EM. You all could say the name. I'm not going to speak of the name, right? You all could put the name in there. EM, okay? EM, right? This individual, EM, has come up with this concept, right, family? I'm jumping all around, family, but you all put it together. Put it together. This individual, EM, has decided that they were going to put something together where they can carry, they want you to give them the sperm, the eggs, right? The male sperms, the woman eggs, and they will incubate the baby for you, right? In like a robot, right? So a robotic setting, this is what they're going to produce these babies in. Why do you think that they're doing this, family? Why? What would be the reason why they would be doing this, right? Um, you can carry your own baby. And if you can't carry your own baby, there's options out there for adoption. We should be taking care of all the children in this world. So adoption, that should be the number one go-to if you can't have your own children. There's plenty of orphans out there in this world, right? I know that some folks say that they want to have their own baby. They want to have a baby of their own egg, their husband's own sperm, or their significant other own sperm. However, whatever's going on in there, right? But we are supposed to be taking care of the children, the babies, right? That's one thing ancestors has always said. We are supposed to be taking care of the children because they are our future. When we commit crimes against children, right, our days are really numbered, family. Okay, that's one thing. We are not supposed to be killing. We are not supposed to be killing the children. We are not supposed to be having abortions. We are not supposed to be molesting the children. We are not supposed to be, torturing the children. Everything that ever came out when I was in meditation and through spiritual downloads, main thing was always about the children, the children, the children. We must put the children first. The children are our future. The children is the ones that's going to set the foundation once we put them on the right path, right? Our children, and they come from the ancestral realm. They are fresh from the ancestral realm, family. um so they are already programmed with a lot of knowledge. They hold on to a lot of ancient secrets. They have so much, family, going on with them. If you ever listen to your children, if you ever listen to children talk and just let them be children and listen to everything they say, you'll hear some of the things that they say, family. They've already been here, right? Or they've already been programmed because they freshly came from that realm with the ancestors. Okay, so they have a lot of knowledge. Everything has always been about the children. So go out there, right? If you can, right? And give a good life to a child, do that. Now, going back to this EM, right? He wants to have the babies put in the robots. They'll do everything for you now, right? So some women worried about their figure. They don't want to, have the stretch marks or whatever else comes with these things, right? When you're giving birth, they don't want to have to go through that. So they think about those options, right? So a lot of people, they already have the options. I'm gonna let the robot carry my baby for me, right? A lot of people already thinking about this. Okay. I'm gonna say this, family. The biggest thing that they are trying to do, right, is they are trying to have eternal life. You understand? They are trying to create eternal life. So they look for everything outside of you, everything outside of the spiritual soul, right? We are the spiritual beings. We are the spiritual souls, family. They look for everything outside of us to create, right? Into these machines. That's why the ancestors say these gadgets are the biggest beast. These are the beast. This is the beast. These gadgets, right? These computers and different things like this technology. This is the beast, right? You allow everything to do it for you automatically. 1, 2, 3, to think for you, to even have the baby for you, everything, right? So you look outside of your soul now to look for everything. You don't even go within anymore. You look outside of your soul for creation. You understand what's going on, family? They are doing these things because they are trying to escape some of the things that they have been doing. So they want to create these soulless beings, right? And robots. You understand? This is what they're doing because they are looking for the escape. They are looking for eternal life outside of us. But if we have asked for grace and mercy, right? Favor and forgiveness, you all could have eternal life. So just be mindful, family, of what these people are doing out here, right? These are the real demons out here, family. These are the real demons that's out here, right? They're getting you to participate into things that is not natural. This is what they're getting you to do. Just like when I tell you all about your vote, family. I know that I have some family here that's heavy into voting. I tell you, family, I see things on both levels because I'm not in a political party, right? I used to be caught up in all that until the ancestors brought forth some knowledge to me and showed me what this was all really about. See, you're not actually voting for a person, family. They're getting your participation in a vote to vote for the punishment, for the disease, for the infliction, for the chaos. That's what you're actually voting for. And I tell you all, family, I say, family, if you don't believe me or you don't believe anything that I say, I can show you all through you what you are actually voting for. So you are voting for to bring in new disease into creation, a new infliction, a new generational punishment into your bloodline. This is what you're actually voting for, family. See, you have to know to actually know, family. You have to be tapped in on a spiritual level to actually know what is going on, right? The electoral actually vote actually matters and say who's going to be in, but they get you to participate in a little sins by making you think that you have a voice in something, but you don't. You really, it's really a contract when you go and you put your name up there and you put all your information in there. That's a contract that you're signing, that you're saying that you're voting for this person at this time frame, this year. You're voting for this individual to say that I elect to this disease, I elect to this chaos that is coming forward, right? These are the same things that's going to plague your bloodline, family. Oh, yeah. This is the same thing that you're voting in. So you don't see the secret behind the person that you're voting for. You don't see it. So every time you vote for something, family, is always going to be something that's going to be, every time you're voting for someone, there's always going to be something that's going to be on the rise. Okay. I'm going to get into that later, right? So it's basically pick your poison. Pick your poison. If you vote this one in, this is what's going to be on the rise, and this is going to be the poison, and this is going to be the outcome you're going to get, right? And if you vote for that one, this is what they're going to bring to the table. This is what's going to be on the rise. You understand? So I share this with a few folks, and we just sit back and we just watch it all play out, right? And they say, Miss T, the ancestors ain't never lie. No, the ancestors will never lie. The ancestors will never steer us in the wrong direction, family. This is exactly what you all are voting for. And guess what? Once you give your vote, see, they need voters. They need you. They need you to participate in it. They need a certain amount of people to be in agreement to what they are doing. Why? So they could say that this is what you asked for. You asked for this. You, the people, the citizens. This is what y'all asked for. Y'all voted for this. This is what's going on, family. So if you didn't cast a vote, these things wouldn't be on the rise. But see, they want to keep a revolving door open, and they want to keep having you caught up in the cycle of sins, the cycle of cancer, the cycles of whatever it is going on. They want to have you caught up in the everlasting loop of this cycle. That's how your soul keep coming back. You keep getting incarnated back here over and over again, family. This is what's going on. Right? I tell you, family, I can remember things from my past life, family. You understand? Like many of you all can. I can still remember things from my past life. You understand, family? You all can too if you just tap in. So this is what's going on, family. This is exactly what's going on here. They get your vote. You cast your vote. That means you approve this. You agreed to this. So when your family is plagued with this, that's what you agreed to. It's a contract. That's all you're doing. You signing a contract. And we all know with these contracts, family, we sell our souls to the devils in these contracts, whether you know it or not. This is what's going on. So this is a way that they get you through voters, right? Through the right to vote. They get you to sign a little contract without you really knowing what you're actually signing up for. Some of you all, you're going to need time to think about this, right? Because so many things has been programmed and embedded in us that some of our ancestors didn't know no better. But now that they're on the other side, you'll hear them, right? If you tap in, you'll hear them saying, we didn't know no better then, but now we know. It was a trick. We have been deceived. You understand? I tell you, family, when I tapped in one day to Martin Luther King, the energy came through so strong and powerful. And one of the biggest regret he said, I regret them ever allowing them to put Planned Parenthood in our neighborhoods. You know why he regret that? Because he know now that on the other side, right? That was the biggest sin that we could have ever committed, was having Planned Parenthood in our neighborhoods. Some of that is going to fly over some of you all heads. But some of you all who've gotten it, you already know. That was the biggest regret Martin Luther King said he ever had, was to allow them to put Planned Parenthood in their neighborhoods. You understand? They get you to stop the procreation of life. They get you to take life. That was the biggest regret he has ever had, right? Along with trusting the wrong people. but they get certain leaders like they got him and others as well, right? Like they doing today, to get a certain group of people, a certain population, many people to vote or in agreement to this thing because you heard this politician speak of this, or you heard this church leader speak of it, or you heard this singer speak of it, or you heard this rapper speak of it. So you decide that you all in because your favorite person has just spoke about that, not knowing or not realizing we going against everything that is of nature. So just be mindful, family, when you go and cast your vote, just know that you are not actually voting for the individual, right? Not voting for those two individuals. You're actually voting for the poison. You are voting for the punishment. You are voting for the infliction. You are voting for the sin. That's what you're voting for. And I'm going to get heavy into that, the punishment and the sins that we are actually voting for the people that they are putting in office. That's all they're doing. We are not voting for the actual person. We are voting for the disease that comes behind them. We are voting for the catastrophe that comes behind them. We are voting for the cycle that we're going to be in. Our family going to be caught up in that loop. So that cycle of sin, that's what we are voting for, family. I hope that you all understand that. That is what you all are voting for. When you cast your vote, you are saying that I, so and so and so, agree to this infliction into my bloodline. So, I'm going to tell you, woo, family, I'm going to have to get on that in a more private setting, right? But I'm going to tell you what each one has to offer, family. And before you leave this earthly realm, I want you all to mark my words, right? Those of you who all go and vote, I'm going to tell you what each one is going to bring to the table. And before you leave this earthly realm, I want y'all to write it somewhere that y'all won't ever forget it. Before you all leave this earthly realm, y'all going to say, the ancestors spoke through Miss T, and Miss T said it. I'm going to tell you which sin, which cycle you want to be caught up in, the infliction. And then when you look at your family for the next generation and the next 2 generations, before you leave this earth, you're going to see the infliction in your very own family. But guess what? That's what you brought into your family, casting your vote. You accepted that. You agreed to that. So they have you agreeing to things, right? Not even knowing that you're agreeing to these things. But you are willingly agreeing to accept this. This is what's going on. It's scary, family, once you realize what you are actually doing to your own bloodline. But it's very true. And some of you all are sitting there saying, what Miss T talking about? I'm going to vote. That's the only way we're going to make a change. I'm going to vote. You ain't going to make no damn of a change. The same people are going to do the same thing that they've been put in place to do. They've been programmed. These people are part of the Illuminati. And I done told you, family, these Illuminati, they come in all different categories. So as many groups of the Illuminati. Don't think you're making a change. You're not making a change. These people already been programmed to do what they're going to do, to pass this bill, to not pass this bill. They already been programmed. So when they get into office, they already know what they're going to pass and what they're not going to pass. Your voice ain't going to make no difference. They want you to think that you have a voice. You know why? Because they want you to keep voting and they sinful little plan that they have, their little deception that they have going on. Everything that they already going to do, it's already done. It's already signed and sealed, delivered, family. You better believe it. They just don't come forward and tell you that, but it's already done. So whoever get in office, whether it's he or she, they already have it written what they're going to allow to pass and what they not. But then they bring it forward like, oh, she says she's not going to pass this. He said he's not going to pass this. Honey, that was already written. That already been documented. They already knew that. It's just, they just presenting it to us now. See, if you tap in, you already know, family. If you tap in, you will already know, right? It's an illusion. It's all an illusion, family. That's what this is. So I hope you all know that. Yes, and even if you don't vote, yes, you are still subject to what happens on this earth, but you don't cast your vote, right? Don't cast your vote to participate in it, to bring the sins in your bloodline. When you cast that vote, you are saying that I agree and I accept this to come into my bloodline. You understand? And that's exactly what they're doing, performing a ritual on us, on the people, the citizens. And the people don't even know, right? They're not going to come out and say, okay, we're performing this ritual. They're never going to come out and say that. Okay, we're performing this ritual. You have to really see what's beneath this veil. And like I said, I have some family that's out there that's still saying, I'm going, and I'm not telling you to vote and I'm not telling you not to vote, right? You do whatever you feel is for you to do. You do what you feel is for you to, you and your family. That's what you do. Right? So this is not for me to come up here and say I'm telling people to vote or not to vote. I'm just telling you all the consequences and what's back there that's been hidden from us when we do vote, family. I was once there too, caught up in a cycle. I voted for things as well, right? And brought those inflictions from my past votes into my bloodline. You understand? I have opened up those doors. So yes, those doors has been open. But once you know better, you do better, right? And now those doors has been closed now, right? On my part. So you do your own due diligence spiritually and physically, okay? You do your due diligence and you decide what is right for you and your family. That's what you do. Absolutely right. Yes. So do your due diligence, family, before you go out there and cast a vote. Just know what you're voting for. And yes, that's what we're doing, right? They're performing a ritual on us. And the ritual is to have us caught up in this loop, in this cycle of earthly sins, right? And that's what we caught up in when we do this voting. But you just picking which infliction you want in your family. What happened when you cast no vote? When you cast no vote at all, right? You don't open up those doorways. But you should still go and you should speak about it, right? What these things have to offer to others who vote on it. You better believe it, family. You better believe it. And I said, family, I can show you all through you all, right? Exactly what you voted for, your family, what they have voted for. That's why we have these cycles of sins. That's why we have these things on the rise, these diseases and so forth, these punishments that we're getting. So these inflictions that we're getting is on the rise because this is what we voting into our family bloodline, family. So when you go and cast the vote, again, I'm going to say it, when you go and cast your vote, that's what you're voting for. You are voting to say, I accept this disease and this infliction and this punishment into my family. And now this is a cycle. And every so often, they have to continue the cycle. It's a ritual. So why you think they have a voting going on every 4 years, every 8 years? It's a cycle. It's a cycle. It's a repetitive cycle that they want to keep you trapped in to keep it going. They have to keep the ritual going. And the only way they can keep the ritual going is through your participation, through your acceptance. And you are agreeing. When you go and you cast your vote, you are saying, I agree to it, not knowing that that's what you are agreeing to. So they put two people in front of you and say, this is what you're voting for. But you're not voting for the actual person. You are voting for the infliction that they are coming to bring. You are voting for the punishment that they are offering you. That's what you're voting for. Not voting for the actual person. You are voting for the disease, for the illness, is what you're voting for. You are voting for whatever catastrophe that's going to go on, the chaos, right? The violence, the killing, the murders. That's what you're voting for. Some of these people, they come in to bring death to us. And we're just casting our votes saying we voting for this person. This person is nothing, bringing nothing but death. And guess what? And that's what's going to plague your family, right? You voted. And people wondering why this person dying in my family, one person after the other. Why? Because that's what you voted for. You remember when you cast your vote, and you voted for death when you voted for that person? That's what you signed up for. Yeah, they just performed a ritual on you. You understand, family? And people don't understand why they caught up in these cycles. That's why. So even when you get out of the sins of doing your very own sins, you bringing on somebody else's earthly sins by doing the earthly things out here, by electing these people in. So just be mindful of that, family. And again, I'm going to say, it's going to sound crazy to some of you all because some of you all are not there yet, right? So these things sound foreign to you all. Some of you all are saying, what is Miss T talking about? She sound crazy. We got to go and vote. That's the only way we're going to make change in this world. You've been voting all this time. I ain't see a change yet. Tell me what changes that you voted for that you've seen. I like to hear it. Put it in the comments. Tell me. Yes, Shamika. Yes. Just like the census, right? When they come and they want to see who all live in your house and write everybody's name down and they social, because right now what they doing is they pairing you up in the will. This is what they doing, right? Yeah, this is what they do. Hmm. See how they could come and corrupt whoever's in your house. Hmm. This is what they doing. And we're going into this year, 2025, right, family? The year of justice and liberty, right? Hmm. Ancestors said with liberty, you know, 2025, family, this is the year, right? This is the year. See, this is why they want you to vote now. You cast your votes now, this year, right? Because they know that 2025 is the year of liberty, is the year of justice, right? But see, if you get entangled with casting your vote and getting into all these things, which I'm gonna get into it later, see, now you just put yourself in a bond, right? Just put yourself in bondage for what's to come for 2025, right? As far as your justice and your liberty, right? As far as your grace, your favor, forgiveness, and mercy, because you just wrapped yourself up in bondage this year. So now, next year, you can't even begin to get the liberty and the justice that you deserve or go after it for others because you caught up in bondage for what you did the prior year. So now you got to get out of that loop that you put yourself in. And by the time you get out the loop, it's going to be already 3 to 4 cycles, 3 to 4 years, maybe even 3 to 4 terms. You done miss your opening. You done miss that realm of opening now. You understand, family? You just missed that window of opportunity. See, for 2025, family, what those don't know, that right there is your window of opportunity to go to before your ancestors to ask for some things, for grace and mercy, right? That's the year of liberty. But how you gonna get that if you don't put your ancestors and your bloodline in the cycle of bondage the prior year? How are they gonna help you? You don't put them in bondage. You see how that goes, family? I'm opening up your eyes, family. I'm throwing out some things most people not going to tell you. So do your due diligence, family. You better know what's coming up. So 2025, family, is the year that you could sit before your ancestors and you could tap in heavily. And I tell you the days and the months that's coming with it, right? Where you're going to be at your peak to sit down and, you know, them realms is going to turn and those doors is going to open. It's the year of justice. You understand? It's the year of vengeance. In 2025. You better know it, family. So again, that's the time that you can sit down, right? Just as if your ancestors, the most high, was right in your face. And you can open up those universal doors, right? Them universal realms will turn, them doors will unlock, and you can hear spirit just as if they're right in front of you, family. And you can go before the ancestral realm and say whatever it is that you want to speak. And guess what? You'll be granted because ancestors always said that. See, when it's the year of liberty, not only will you get revelation into past, present, and future, but you'll be granted whatever it is that you want. It's hard to get it, family, when you're in bondage. It's hard to receive it, family, when you place your family in bondage. This is why they're going around so hard and they're going from door to door, right? Trying to get you to cast a vote, trying to get you to Register to vote. Get your kids to register and vote. How's your kids? Get them to register and vote. Go vote, 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 vote. Right? Because they know they want to get you caught up in the entrapment, right? They don't want you all to make that spiritual connection. They want you in bondage. And they want you to keep putting your ancestors in bondage. Not only, even not only how they was here in the flesh, right? On this earth, but even in the afterlife. You understand? They want to stop the connection. So just know what is going on, family. You got that right. You got that right, family. And that's why I said, family, before you leave this earthly realm, right? You're going to see these things that you voted for play out in your own family bloodline before you leave this earthly realm. And you're going to ask yourself, why? Why? Because that's what you voted for when you cast your vote. You didn't know that? That's what you implemented in your family. That's what your vote did. You think your vote is to vote for Kamala and Trump? No, family. I'm sorry to tell you. And many is not going to tell you all this because they're not seeing it on a spiritual level. You're voting for the infliction that they're bringing. That's what you're voting for, family. So just know that. And I said, family, many of you all, I have to get a volunteer. You know why? You know why I use a volunteer? Do anybody know why I use volunteers, family? Because our volunteers teaches the family. So I utilize the volunteers, right? Not only do I give the volunteer insight that they need, but I utilize the volunteer to be a learning tool for the family. So my volunteers are greatly appreciated. I don't need a volunteer, right? My spiritual family, we need volunteers, right? So my spiritual family need the volunteers. So we can learn through the volunteer. So I utilize those that volunteer because we're going to need a volunteer, right? A volunteer who's going to go out there and vote, and a volunteer who's not going to go out and vote. And then I'll show you what's going to come through your bloodline, right? Through what you voted for. And you can sit back and watch it play out in your own family. You understand? See, I use volunteers because I could show you all better than I could tell some of you all, right? And I said, family, anything I tell you all, anything I teach you all, I can show you, right? I don't just say it, I can show you all. And I'm going to show you all through you. So anybody up here who I've ever taught anything to, who I'm in teaching, I can show you all. I don't just tell you all, I show you all as well. So yes, family, these are the things that we have to look forward to. But just know, family, that some of you all who, you know, um, have endurance, right? Just know that 2025, family, for you all is right around the corner. And that's going to be your year of prosperity, justice, liberty. In many ways, we could be granted liberty, justice, right? Prosperity. But what you ask the universe for, that is what you're going to be granted. So just be mindful of what you ask for. So I wanted to just come up here and speak a little bit about that. Grace, right? Forgiveness, mercy, and the different cycles that we are caught up in. The different things that's going on here on earth, family, that they want us to participate in. This is why a lot of us is not meeting our spiritual duties as well, family. And when I say spiritual duties, a lot of us, all of us, yeah, the chosen ones. Family has said to me something about a chosen one. All right. I think they said something to the nature that someone said that we are not chosen ones, right? Something the family said. I can't really recall it right now, family, because my mind is everywhere right now. But it was something to that nature that someone had said something about we are not chosen ones or something. What are we chosen to do? All of us are chosen ones, right? We all have a chosen quest. We have a quest that we are chosen to do in this lifetime. And guess what happens? When we get to earth, we are so engulfed in all the sins that earth has to offer us, right? The sex, the drugs, the money, right? We are so caught up in all those sins, the worldly, earthly sins, that we forget what our quest was all about. We all are the chosen ones. We all have a chosen quest here to do. Whether our chosen quest is to be the one to shed the light or the one to shed the darkness, right? The one to bridge the gap and be the intervention, or the one to be the disturbance and the interruption. We all have a quest. We are all the chosen ones, whether we are the chosen ones to bring the light or the chosen ones to bring the dark, family. So some of us are fallen angels. That's what's going on here, right? Some of us will spread our wings and will ascend, and some of us will be the fallen ones. You know why? Because we fell for everything here on this earth that got us caught up in these earthly sins. We done forgot what our chosen quest was all about, family. Some of us is on a spiritual quest, and some of us we're just living normal life like a citizen, and we're just doing the everyday good deed, right? Just being a good citizen and being good to others and raising our children or our family properly, whatever it is that we need to do. Because everybody is not on a spiritual or religious path, but we are all been chosen and programmed to come to earth to do something, learn life lessons, be a teacher, show guidance. So, yes, family, we all are chosen ones. It's just that some of us don't know our capabilities and our abilities as of yet. So, yes, family, I will go into some things later on, family, with the family. I've been MIA, family, because like I said again, I've been in deep meditation and I've been doing spiritual work in the background. And a lot of the things that I've been seeing are we stuck in this wheel. Like I said, for some of us, family, we are stuck in this wheel because we're not making the necessary shifts to change it. So some of us are stuck there. Some of us are stuck there. And for some of us, those realms are turning, right? Some of it is turning in our favor, and some of them realms is not turning in our favor because of some of the things that we are doing. And we need to let go of some things, family. You have to let some things go in order to ascend. You cannot ascend with heavy baggage and burdens that you are carrying. It's hard. It's hard to ascend when you are carrying burdens, heavy baggages. Let it go. Yeah, ancestors ain't never lied when the ancestors said we got some work to do. Yeah, we have a whole lot of work to do, family. If you know, you know, right? It's all about saving souls, right? It's all about saving souls and ascending, family. And if you know what I'm speaking of, then you know. And if you don't, then you will learn. So that's why I've been MIA, family. If you all haven't seen me or heard from me, I'm in the background doing a lot of things, family. So I figure I'll come up here and I'll say what I had to say about these messages. Um, and I'll try to get up here tonight on Patreon for the Patreon family because I know that I've been MIA over there as well. But thank you all, family, for just dealing with me during these times because sometimes I have to go MIA, especially when I'm in heavy meditation regarding some things. That's right, Southern Girl Mecca. That's right. Shamika, you ain't never lie. And that's another reason why they do the census, right? Family, if I told you all some things, see, I can't speak of everything, right? I'm forbidden to speak of a lot of things, right? Publicly, let's just say that. But I have a chosen few that know a lot of things, right? That I share with, and we just sit back in the cut and we just let things play out. We just watch because I always have to bring some things to the light, right? I always have to bring some things to the light. So whether it's a chosen few or publicly to everyone, I have to bring these things to the light and we'll sit back and we'll watch it play out, right? And trust me, it plays out, family. But yes, Shamika, that's exactly what goes on, right? That's all a part of you doing the census. You didn't know that? Oh, yeah. By the census, they could see who got the healthy heart and liver. Hmm. You didn't know that, family? Oh, yeah. I'll show you all that too. This is what they do. This is exactly what they do. They know exactly where to go and who to go to, right? Oh, yeah. You better believe it, family. This is what's going on. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say nothing more, but you all know. Put it together. Put it together, family. You all know, right? This is exactly what they do. Yes, Black Gal. I will. Yes, I will go into it. Yes, I will get into that. I will get into that, and yes, it will be on Patreon. Yes, soon. Yes, because it's some things that goes on, family, that I have to bring the chosen ones, right? And so you all could see it play out and know what's going on. And I'm even going to give you some. I'm even going to give some of you all some things about my own will, right? So my own life, so you all can see. You understand, family, what's going on here? It's some things that's going to go on, and it's going to happen accordingly. Some of us cannot get out of the loop, right? Because that's what they have us caught up in this loop. It's the matrix. They have us caught up in this loop, family, believe it or not. This everlasting loop that tells us the cycle of sins. We caught up in that cycle, in that wheel. And until you can navigate that wheel, you're going to constantly have these inflictions going on in your family. It's a cycle. So it's going to go from one generation to the next, to the next. It's going to keep on repeating itself until someone stop it. They don't want you all to know that, right? Because they want to keep getting souls to keep coming back here. That's how they ascend, right? Keep getting your soul to keep coming back here and keep doing a low vibrational things, right? So you descending while they are ascending, right? They feeding off your energy, family. Just like when we talk about the moons, right? The moons, right? There's big moons and there's little moons, right? Family, there's big moons and there's little moons. Some of us, family, this is why certain people are hated so much, right? Because some of them operate out of the big moons. You understand? And some can only operate from their little moons. This is another reason why they need to cross, right? They need to cross every so often. And when I mean cross, I mean you have to come together to procreate, okay? You have to do that for a reason because some individuals need the energy of the bigger moon to keep going, right? They need that. So without you, see, they may hate you, but without you, it'd be no life for some individuals. It'd be no life. I'm going to show you all that too. I'm going to show you all that too, what I mean. Because I'd rather show you all than tell you all, right? We got to get volunteers for that too, but I'm gonna show you all that, right, family? And then you all will see what I'm speaking of. You all will understand it much more and why you are so hated, why some people are so hated because of who you are in power. You understand? Who you all are in power. But they know without you, they can't manifest the things they need to manifest, right? They can't prosper. They can't ascend without you. But see, they don't tell you that. But they know they need your energy. You understand? Because you're operating out of the big moon. So they need that energy. They need you. And until you find out who you are in power, you will go along with all the foolishness, right? That they got to offer, they got to bring. You will go along with it. But once you know who you are in power, oh, it's on, family. It's over, right? Once I found out who I was in power, family, it was over. It's a wrap. You understand? And I could tap into my ancestors and I can make the unthinkable, the impossible happen on a spiritual level. And it will manifest here on the physical. You better believe it, family. You better know that. Better know that, family, because we got some powerful ancestors, right? Our ancestors walked through us. So just know that, family. So it's some things that's going on, okay? And you all are going to see it play out. But I'm going to get off of here, family. I'm going to say I love you all, family. I want you all to do your due diligence when you all go to vote. And I'm not saying to vote, and I'm not saying not to vote. That's not what I'm saying. You do what you feel is right for you and your family, but just know that what you're taking on when you go to vote is what I'm saying. Know what you're opening up your bloodline for when you go and vote, right? But remember, family, I can deliver the message, but the final decision is up to you. Let your intuition guide you. Go and meditate. Go and pray on things. Don't just jump out there and do it. Forget about what everybody else is telling you around you. Everybody else is not tapped in. They're not in tune like you are. So, of course, if it's the blind, right, that's trying to lead you, you better wake up. You better use discernment. Because if they're not tapped in like you are, of course they're gonna say, you better go and blah 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 blah. Because they're not where you are. You understand? Y'all in two different worlds. So please use discernment. Go into meditation before you do anything. Tap in. Love you all, family.